Okay, I know everybody said it to you already, but yes, your energy is just off the hook. And I think that that is really what draws people in. It's not, it's listening, yes, but when you speak, if you are not engaging or animated, you lose people. And so if you're just giving the spiel, everybody knows you practice it. Everybody knows that you are thinking about your every next word, and that is so boring. So thank you for that. My question is this. Um, I just started my entrepreneurship journey like 7 months ago. I'm about to go into my eighth. And I have this thing where I do not set time blocks on my Zoom calls. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because some people are like, oh, well, you have to manage your time. They don't generally run over an hour and a half, and I don't usually have more than 2 or 3 a week, outside of like leads, that is, or like, somebody that reached out to me to work with me. But I just don't believe in looking at the clock and going, yeah, I got another meeting in like 5 minutes. I gotta go right now. And people block off like a 15-minute coffee chat. Like, what are you gonna know about a person in 15 minutes? So I don't know. Do you think that one way or the other is better for business? Or?
I do think it's great for business to create those boundaries because think about it, right? And let me just ask you this first. Are these Zoom calls that you're speaking of, is this just for fun or just to kind of get to know someone? Or are they Zoom calls where you have a specific goal in mind? You're working with clients? Like, which is it?
So I want to say the 75% are people that reach out and want to work with me. So I don't cut them off. Like, I
Great.
don't have a limit on my Zoom calls for that at all.
Great.
Now, if I feel the call is starting to go south, and I don't mean south as in they don't want to work with me, they're just like all over the place. They're not where they need to be in order to be qualified to be at the part of my services. Like, let's say they need somebody to step before me, right? And then I would say, okay, you know what? I'd like to connect you with this person. And after you guys speak and you figure that out, then you're going to come back to me.
So I think in that case, and in all cases, really, it's very, very critical for you to create those boundaries of timelines. And here's the reason why, Nicole. You are the leader, okay? If you're working with them as their coach, you set the precipice, you set the standard, and everything starts from the top down. So, for example, when I work with my coach, I love that she's like, okay, for the first 3 minutes, we're working on this. For the next 10 minutes, we're here, because that gives me confidence in her. Because I know I could go off on tangents, right? All of us, I'll be starting to talk about communication. The next thing I know, I'm talking about my breakfast. So by you creating that strong foundation, that shows your strong leadership skills, and that's inspiration for those that you're speaking to also say, okay, I'm going to have to learn how to wrap it up, because especially to be a master communicator, you want to know how to stay as concise as possible, right? There's a quote that says, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. Oftentimes we are the most powerful when we say it with the least amount of words. Now, I understand what you're saying. You want to allow someone to express themselves, and that's so important. You want to show that love, but part of showing that love is creating structure and discipline for them.
I really appreciate that. So I could see that that is going to have to be something that I could work with, because I already get Nick really makes you feel heard when you work with her. But I have to figure out how to make them feel heard in less than an hour.
Yes. Right. You got this, Nicole. Exactly. I know you could do it, girl.